All right, it is now time for the Week 13 Fantasy Show. We are back after the Thanksgiving break. A lot to discuss as the standings are as tight as I've ever seen. We'll go over that in a second. But first, we start with last week's Thanksgiving week games. And it was not a Thanksgiving for me to remember as my team got absolutely demolished by Zach, the highest scorer of the week,
Ooh.
161. I only put up 91 points as my team failed to do much of anything, including pick up injuries. So yeah, it was a yikes. Only people that performed was Daniel Carlson, almost outscoring
My
my
boy.
being my top scorer. Just barely did Stafford outpoint him by 0.898 points. But other than that, yeah, Mark Andrews did okay, but DK did bad. Smith did bad. Had CD Lamb out with a freaking injury, concussion, so had no third wide receiver. And then Christian McCaffrey gets in the game and hurts himself and is out for the
Oh
rest of the
no.
year. Go figure. Never drafting that guy again. Fuck Christian McCaffrey. Go ahead and get immunized. Christian McCaffrey. Good luck. Good luck. On Zach's side, everybody seemed to pop off except his trash quarterback, Tua.
Whoa.
And Terry McLaurin didn't do that good, but that was because Zach was at the game. But
Whoa.
other than that,
Yep.
Debo
Yeah,
Samuel,
that's
though,
true.
picking up skinny Debo. And you hate to see skinny Debo picking up an injury, probably going to miss a couple weeks, but he did get
He's
him 20
not hurt.
points before he
Oh
left.
no.
Adam Thielen had
Skinny
a breakout
Debo.
game as he was in those yellow cleats. And then Zach's running backs are the big story. Elijah Mitchell is coming on at the right time of the year for Zach, making everyone look like an idiot for not spending $100 on Elijah Mitchell as it's the best time of the year to be coming on strong. And Joe Mixon continues to have a
Yep.
great season in fantasy.
You guys win if you spend
Congrats.
$100 on this
Yeah,
guy.
congrats to Zach. You get your revenge after I beat you at the beginning of the year, so GG's to you on that. And you move to 6-6. It's a big win for you. Puts me to 6-6. There'll be a theme here, as you'll see in at the records, as there is a slew of people at 6-6. But Zach, any comments after your behind the woodshed rape of me last week?
Yeah, good game. It's funny how
It
people
really
were
wasn't
hating
a
on
good
Elijah
game, but
Mitchell,
yeah.
but when everybody needs him most, they now
They
wish
come
they spent
calling.
$100 on him.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. I'm
And
sure.
Whoa, what are
Some
you,
people.
bro?
I'm sure some people have been hitting you up because, according to Zombie a couple weeks ago, Jeff Wilson was going to be the was going to be the top guy. And
Who?
I'm not gonna
yeah.
say any names, but the guy you just said was one of the main ones hitting me up
Uh huh. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the $100
The
man.
$100
I
man.
think I think Zach's brain is leaking just like that Washington Stadium was
Ooh,
leaking
that is true.
shit.
It
But at
didn't
least
leak
he
on
had
me.
sunglasses on to
Because
protect his eyes
I
from getting
put
shit in his eyes.
I put in a bid for $100 week one. It was
That
just
is
that
true.
Zach got raped
That
week
is
one
true.
and it was lower on the waivers.
Hmm.
Thank
So
you to
Zach, you
whoever
should be
beat me
thanking
week
me.
one.
That was me.
Thank
That
you
was
very
me.
much,
So
bro.
you're
This is your
welcome.
repay right here.
Yeah, thanks. You could have laid it off me a little bit as a thank you for letting you get Elijah Mitchell in the first week. But all right, well, GG's to you. Good luck on your next week's matchup when we go over that as a 6-6. No guarantee for a playoff spot just yet. Still got to keep winning, but your team is looking very good right now as they seem to be bouncing at the right time. Besides Debo getting hurt. Moving
His
on to
team
the
is shit.
next matchup. Oh, his team is shit, pussy. Pussy, welcome back to the show as your team has been shit for weeks now, and now you're calling Zach's team shit. Zach, any comments on Pussy calling your team shit?
Yeah, Pusa, let me just read off the players on your team right now. Hold on, I have to scroll all the way down the standings
Oh,
just to get to them.
I'll be interested to see what you say about this particular running back I have in my lineup right now.
He was a beast. He was a beast. Yeah, he was a beast.
Okay,
That one
yeah,
Antonio Gibson.
that's all we
That's
need
it.
to hear. All right, moving
Okay,
on.
all right. Moving on to the next matchup, we had Ernie picking up a ginormous win against Pook to put Ernie to 6-6. Ernie beats Pook. I never would have thought that I would have seen that in my dreams, but Ernie gets a huge win
That didn't
against Pook,
happen.
109 to
His hero's
94.
dead.
Low scoring. His hero is still dead.
That
You
did
love to
not
hear
happen.
that. You love to hear that Pook's hero is
That
still
did not
dead
happen.
now that he's going to be facing me this week. But so 6-6 is both their records now after Ernie gets that big win to keep him right in the hunt. If the playoffs started, he would be in the playoffs in the last spot. So Ernie still with fight, still with a chance, way more fight than Pussy has. So yeah, GG's to Ernie. Pook still will look for a bounce back this week against me. Yeah, I mean, with his points for, he really only needs one win to pretty much guarantee himself a playoff spot. So we'll see if he can get that this week against me. Moving on to the next matchup of last week, we had Tyler, whose team comes alive and he joins the party as he takes down Pussy and almost puts a nail in Pussy's coffin, sends him to the beach just about.
What a tool.
110 to 96, moves to 5-7, still not out of it, only one game back of a playoff spot, and sends Pussy to 4-8. So now, just to recap, Pussy has now
Bummer.
lost to Slaps, Tyler, Ernie, all in like consecutive weeks. Pussy, your comments as your team just continues to not produce. Lamar Jackson, who you traded for, only 9 points this week.
I've contemplated life.
Your
Oh.
team is trash.
Oh, you've contemplated life, huh? Well, I'm glad
Your
you
team
didn't do
is
it
trash.
Yep.
because we need someone to beat every week. I wish I played you one of these last 2 weeks.
Coming in last place.
Oh.
You played me,
Okay.
golfer. What
Last
happened?
play? Yeah, your team didn't do like they did this past week. Cheese, that was the problem. But go ahead, Pussy. Any
Jesus.
comments?
Just I'm gonna make the playoffs still because I'm a great fantasy player.
You're
And
You're gonna make the
Yeah.
playoffs still, huh? Okay,
I would just
I'm
like to
d-
point out that Pusa has the same record as Slaps.
that is true.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. And Slaps is a very good fantasy player. I didn't know.
You FFF. Oh my god.
I mean,
Okay.
you guys are
Now you're
just.
calling him good. You weren't calling
Are
him
you
good
kidding
weeks
me?
ago.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable at fantasy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, Tyler, you get that big win. Your team finally wakes up and scores over 100 points. Any comments?
Two trash teams decimated by injury face off. Put
Ooh.
my waiver wire acquisitions, get it done.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz and
Wow.
the Bengals beat them.
Okay. Good pickups. Yeah. Good pickups. Yeah.
Kyle wins.
He does win, just like on
You can call
trial.
me Kyle now.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is free. He is
Yep.
free,
We're
and
picking.
Tyler's team might be free as well, as he still has a chance.
Are you mad at all that you were misled by the media?
Oh, okay.
Or are you still?
We're not gonna go into this, right?
Next game. Next
We're
game.
not
still
gonna go
standing
into
by.
this. Anyways,
You're just
congrats
you're
to
just a shitty
Kyle. He
person.
still
Just
has a
purely-
chance.
You're just pure
We'll
shit.
see what happens if he can keep playing spoiler in the
So you
future
are.
weeks. We'll see. Moving on to another shit game of the week as
Let's go.
Bill gets a victory, only scoring 99 points after all this talk. One thing about this week for Bill, yes, he does win, but he pretty much kills himself for taking over that #1 seed unless Hunter loses the final 2 games and Bill wins the final 2, because the points for Hunter game this week was about 50 points or 40 points. So that's going to be a big mountain for Bill to climb with having a shit week like this. But he does pick up the win by 4 points, 95 to 99, as Cheese team came back down to earth after his huge week against me where he put up like 120 some points. He now goes back to his normal under 100 self, and that's lovely, Cheese. Thank you for that.
Yep.
And this is really just the matchup of Cheese talking too early on Sunday. He said he was going to win and was calling himself GG is
Too
over.
bad the fucking
And then,
Browns
quote,
were
he
so
goes,
good
"It's
ever."
Nick Chubb. There's no way Nick Chubb
Yeah,
doesn't
no
do
way.
good." Well, then he goes out and
I mean,
gets
this is
5.9
like
points.
This is like the 4th time
So-
I've lost on a Monday night game of somebody just getting like a couple points over. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
should have been expected.
Yeah, you should have been expecting it
lit-
and not
literally
talked
happened
shit
multiple times
before it
this year.
happened. That's what you should have did. You
No,
should have
it's
just
not even
waited
a
until
blowout.
the
Piece of
game.
shit.
It's not even a
Cheese, you
blowout.
suck.
Every time I've
Fuck
lost
you,
on a Monday
Cheese.
night, they just get barely enough to beat me. And then their players stop
Yeah.
scoring.
Well, that's what happens when your players don't need a whole lot and then do absolutely nothing. You end
Audience,
up
if
losing
you're
by a few
listening-
points.
Yeah.
Audience, if you're listening, this guy is just the face of the league. He's just
Thank you.
Okay.
a total clown.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna finish it. Actually, I have one. I'm playing Hunter, but
Okay, well, anyways, what this loss for Cheese does mean is he is the first
Let's go.
official person on the beach. Everyone, round of applause
Let's go.
for Cheese being the first
the
one that is
margaritas.
officially
Drink on me.
eliminated. And
Drink on
to
me.
the fantasy beach, as
can't
many.
wait to welcome next week.
Oh, yeah,
we're
who
gonna
are you
welcome
welcoming?
Slaps. We're gonna welcome
Oh,
Slaps. And
okay.
we're gonna welcome Pusa next week.
Oh,
What was
okay.
that vote? What was
Okay.
that vote
Okay,
about
pal.
while I was at
To
the
my
golf course?
cabana. We're
So
welcoming-
yes, so since you were too drunk to understand, we did vote this past week, and I did get enough responses on the vote, quick enough. So Cheese, even though he is officially on the beach and eliminated, he will be able, if he chooses to make a trade this week or pick up any waivers
I am
this
letting
week or
everyone know,
next week.
I am making 0
So
trades.
he-
I will just be picking up players if I have empty spots. That's
Okay,
it.
so he
In my vote,
So-
I was very I thought about, would Slaps want me to vote? this way. And
Yeah, and you
and
voted
I-
with
I
Slap,
just-
so that was nice
Yep.
of you. I think that
Yep,
vote was more
'cause-
because you were one spot off the bottom, so you want to
No,
make sure
no,
you
I had
don't
no-
finish
no
in last
variance on
place.
Okay, well, I'm getting my food. I'll be
Uh-huh.
back.
I think if you would have been towards the top, you would have voted the other way. But that's just
I would have
No,
voted
no,
whichever
no,
way
Shab,
screws
no,
everything.
come on.
yeah.
That's
So
terrible.
In fairness, Pussy, you were voting the other way when you were looking good at
No,
the start of the year.
no, never,
Yes, yeah,
never,
yeah.
never.
So anyway, so like I said, Cheese, I don't know if he even made any waiver pickups this past week, but he is able to this week and next week to try to fight to get himself out of last place. He is only one game back of the 11 seeds Pussy, so he and Slaps, so he still has a chance to get out of that and avoid the punishment of paying for the trophy to be sent
Oh
off.
man, that's
Yeah.
gonna suck. Pay
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
shipping? You're kidding me, man.
Yep. As Tyler said, it's not really a punishment, so Cheese should have no problem. You know what, Pussy? You just go ahead and finish last. Why you might as well. So just
I mean,
cap the
just
season
for the
off
sake,
with the last
just for the sake
place.
of my resume, I'm just gonna just decline that.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, well, anyways, Bill has wrapped himself up the number 2 seed with the win, so he is officially the 2nd seed. Like I said, he still has a chance at the number 1 seed in the bye, but he's going to need a lot of help. He's going to need Hunter most likely to lose both weeks and then him win both weeks to overtake him because of how many points for. But still has a chance at that bye. Slim chance. Moving on to the next matchup of the week, and this one went pretty much expected. A lot of
You know
people
Bill's ahead of
predicted.
Hunter on points for.
Huh?
Bill's ahead of Hunter by like 25 points. on
Oh,
the
he
season
is?
for
I thought he
points.
lost it with the big deficit this week. Are you
No,
sure?
he's still ahead by 25.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 25. Okay, so he does have a pretty realistic
He goes
chance.
2-0, Hunter goes 1.
Yeah, he just needs Hunter to
Probably
lose
pass him.
one then. Yep, you're right. Sorry, I thought this past week put him below him now because he was 40. So he was 60
Hey,
points.
Bill, I
He
got
was
you.
65 points up on Hunter going into the week. Wow, it's kind of surprising. All right, so moving on. Hunter, like we said, gets an expected win, 140 to 118. Matt's team just does average at best. Hunter's team produces like normal. Not much difference there. Sends Matt to 6-6 in that big clump, but he does on points 4 have the 3rd seed at the moment because he does have the most points. Although big concern, Cam Newton this past week with a horrible game
Scam.
after his first
Scam Newton.
good week. We'll see. I'm sure Matt will stick with him in his quarterback spot, so we'll see if that affects his possible playoff chances if he loses out the final 2 games with Cam as his quarterback. I'm sure he won't change it. So not like Russell Wilson's doing that much better anyways, although he did have a decent game 19. But GG's to Hunter. Like you said, he's about 2. If he goes 2-0, he's completely locked up that number 1 seed. I fully expect Hunter's team, with how stacked it is, to get that number 1 seed and keep winning. So, but we'll see what
What
happens.
is a kid at his age and at his lifestyle gonna do with $1,000?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him, pussy?
Maybe you can put it towards our Vegas trip.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think he's a big drinker.
I'm
Zach.
sure
This
he'll.
brother-
I'm sure he'll use it for something. Maybe his esports stuff, or I don't know. I don't know what he does. Why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask him? Because he has a very, very, really good chance of winning the league this year. His team, like we said, is pretty stacked. When you're putting up 140 points and Tyreek Hill, your top wide receivers on
And
bye,
I just want
that's,
to, I wanted to
that's,
say to the
something.
other 11 members, I know you're going to watch this tomorrow morning if you're not here. Shame on all of us. Shame on all of us for letting this guy win who has no clue
I mean, he hasn't
about
won yet.
football other than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Welcome
Pusa,
back.
Pusa, have you seen the injury report? Hunter has had
he-
0 injuries.
He hasn't
okay?
won yet, first of all. And
He's
second
had
of all,
immense luck with
he
0
has had very
injuries.
good luck, as Cheese pointed out. You missed that segment from Cheese a couple weeks ago where he talked about he added up everybody's injuries for the year, and Hunter has had like
Dak
one
Prescott.
injury.
Dak Prescott
one
missed 1
week.
week, and he has Joe Burrow.
And
so
he's
it
gotten
was-
very fortunate with Fournette becoming the main guy and popping off every week. So, I mean, Fournette was a later round draft pick. So, and Connor as well. That was a later round one. So he's
Shame
had
on
some
all
luck.
us.
But, you know, that's what happens in fantasy. You got to have some luck. And he's had a lot of it this year with no injuries and with players popping off. So,
I think he
Shame
traded.
on all of us.
So maybe
100%.
you're the mastermind.
It's all of our faults.
yeah, yeah. All right. Moving on to the final matchup of the week. And a bit of a surprise. Slaps gets another win after starting 0-for. He now has 4 wins all of a sudden as he beats
Easy.
Zombie 125 to 112 as he's had a great fight back to the year. Zombie falls
Better
to
save yourself that
5.
$10.
Yeah,
This was an
Zombie has fallen to 5-7 now, in danger of missing the playoffs after back-to-back championships. I mean, that would be a shocker if Zombie does not make the playoffs. He'll have to change that name, obviously, or I will change it for him.
Look, we've seen
Um,
the numbers. Everybody else with Zombie schedule does much better.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
not
true.
unexpected.
And
What
I
a-
mean, Slaps
what
put
a
up a
path-
respectable score, but it wasn't like he did anything
Really?
crazy. But Zombies Bills stack once again does decent, 26-20, but you know, it just isn't good enough for Zombies team, as the rest of his team just isn't performing. You know, Cooper Cup has done okay, but he hasn't done great since coming over to Zombie. Not what Zombie probably is expecting. On Slaps' side, he got good performances from a lot of his players. Cordell Patterson came back and looked great once again, who I believe Zombie traded Slaps Cordell Patterson this year, didn't he?
Very early.
Yeah, very early in the year. So Zombie was banking on Cordell
Corderell,
to
I think it
become
was pronounced at one
okay,
point
whatever.
in time.
Yeah, I believe Zombie was thinking he would go back to irrelevancy, and yeah, but Dalvin Cook did pick up an injury, so Slaps will have to slat Alexander Madison off his bench into there, which shouldn't be too big of a downgrade. But still, congrats to Slaps on another victory. Still has a chance at the playoffs. He needs a lot of help, but he does have a chance if he wins out to possibly slide in, which would be
Jesus
one of the. They would be the
Christ.
greatest fantasy comeback to start. What you started? What was it? 0-8,
7.
0-7.
It would not be a good
To
fantasy
start
comeback. It would just
0-7
be a
and then
fucking
make the
just a-
playoffs, that would be
It'd be a pathetic
that,
shit show from everybody.
that would be a big comeback, way bigger comeback than Pussy could do, because Pussy's already given up on
Yeah,
this
no,
on this
yeah,
year, and
I
he didn't even
suck.
start
I
0-7.
suck.
Yeah. All right, Slaps. Any comments on your victory over Zombie?
Fuck you,
Yeah,
Slaps.
easy.
Easy. Wow. Taking
Who's
down
the-
that champion.
Pusa's gonna get overtaken by me, and that'll be the
Ooh.
biggest embarrassment
Okay.
of the whole year.
Okay.
After
I
Pusa's
can't wait to
comments-
pull the archives of
Pusa's
Pussy
comments,
shit talking.
After Pusa's comments
Okay,
about
alright.
the fact that I was shit at fantasy, the fact that I'm gonna
Alright.
finish higher than him is gonna be hell.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
All right,
I can't
buddy.
wait for that.
Yeah.
I cannot wait
My
for
trade
that. I'm
office
rooting
is
for you.
open.
Do you know what?
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm actually not
Okay.
bothered about making playoffs if I finish above Pusa.
Oh, okay, nice. You have a
straight
little
up.
mini goal there. I like that. I
Straight
like that.
up.
All right,
I'm-
Zombie.
I'm-
Any
Wait,
thoughts?
can we get a bet between you
What?
two? Who finishes
Oh.
higher?
Do we want to do that? I doubt
I've
Pussy
already
wants
got
to
a
do
bet
that.
on with Ernie, so nah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Which you need to win out, and Ernie needs to lose out, by the way, for you to
Correct.
win that bet. So it's not looking good for you. Maybe make one with Pussy to recoup, which you might lose to Ernie. But
Pussy,
You got to pay for that
$50.
honeymoon.
oh, $50.
$50.
Pusa does have the point advantage right now. By like
Yeah?
100.
Who won head to head?
I beat Pusa.
Yeah, that is. So it's
Is it head to head or point?
It's points. It's head to head. It's head
It's
to head.
head to head because, well, it's depending on how they do
Well-
it. I mean, it's depending on how they do the bet. If they do the bet based off standings,
But he's not going to do the
Then
bet on that because he
if
knows
you
I've
do
already
if
won
he
it,
does the
so.
bet based off of
Why
standings,
would they?
then it's going to be points for. If they do the bet and specifically say head to head is the tiebreaker, then like
It
that's
makes no
what
sense to do
Ernie.
it head to head because.
Well,
you're
that's
saying
what
who's
Ernie and
gonna
Slaps
finish
did.
higher.
Ernie specifically stated head to head record was
Well,
the
that was
tiebreaker.
before the match.
Yeah.
But that match has already happened, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. Pusa,
maybe he thinks
Pusa's
he's
not,
not going to
Pusa's
tie
not
him.
gonna.
I think I'm going to decline that offer.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right, moving to Zombie side of things. Zombie, you're not peaking down the stretch. You're losing quite a few games here. Put yourself now out of the playoffs if it started today. Thoughts on your team or thoughts on if you're going to make the playoffs?
Listen, fuck Craig. That guy's a wanker. We all know.
Absolutely.
But
I've,
listen, I am worried. I will make the playoffs. This is
Okay.
a Charles Barkley guarantee.
and who do you play this upcoming week, Zombie?
Hunter.
Ooh,
I ain't scared of that.
okay,
bitch.
good luck. All right, well.
You're making the playoffs
Yeah.
with your Lakers?
All right, looking at the standings after last week, as we said already, Hunter and Bill at the top. And then look at this, from 3 all the way to 7, 5 teams at 6 and 6. Matt, Pook, Zach, me, and Ernie all at 6 and 6. Currently would all be in the playoffs if it started today. And then we have Zombie 1 game back, Tyler 1 game back, Pussy and Slaps 2 games back, and like we said, Cheese is the only team eliminated at this point. So a lot could happen. A lot will change. Some of these 6-6 teams will be playing each other in the upcoming weeks, so that's an advantage for some of these teams below if they can beat their teams that they're playing to possibly gain games on people. But it's really going to come down to the 5 and 7 teams just need to win out and then should take care of itself. But the 4 and 8 teams need to win out, and then they need the teams like myself, Ernie, and Zach to lose because their closest points for is
Not
us.
happening.
So they're going to have to gain some points on us because the best they can do at 4 and 8 is tie us at 6 and 8 if we lose out. So they're going to need to gain points and hope that we lose both games, me and Ernie and Zach, to have the chance. So they need a lot of
played
help.
Slaps last week. Could be
Yeah,
huge.
that could be a huge matchup for Slaps if he needs. If you lose this week to who do you play this week? Bill. So
Bill,
you
lol,
lose
not
this
losing
week
that.
and Slaps gains a game this week, and then you lose next week to Slaps. That could be all he needs if he outscores you. What's the points difference? It's quite a margin. It's what?
Oh,
It's not good.
no.
Yeah, it's not good.
900?
It's
like
900 or
means
90
Zach's
points?
not good. Means Zach's not good.
It's about what, 90 some points. So I mean, it's still possible. I mean, you gain half of it back this week, 40. If you gain 40
I've got
some,
more.
then
I've got more
kill him in
chance
the
of
last week.
gaining. I've got more chance of gaining
Oh
on
yeah,
Ernie.
and me or
Whereas,
Ernie, yeah, of course, because Ernie's at 1380, I'm at 1395. So
Wow,
there's
Slaps,
a
you're still
chance.
alive. Who would have
He is still alive, a 3% chance according to ESPN. So it still is a percentage chance. But you see the teams like Matt and Pook, because they have such a high points for, they're almost locks to make the playoffs just about. Assuming if they don't lose out both games. I mean, their only real way of missing it is they lose both games, and then like teams like Zombie and Tyler win games and jump ahead of them actually on the standings. That's about the only way that they're going to miss the playoffs, because if they end up tied with Tyler or Zombie or myself or anyone on record for the last spots, then they'll get in because of their points for being higher. So interesting standings. This is a one where usually you have a couple top teams and then everyone else is close, but it's usually not 5 teams all tied for the final 5 spots on record, and then the teams just out of it are 1 game back. So interesting standings. Anybody have any thoughts on who is going to make the playoffs?
Yeah,
Or who's missing the
Has
playoffs?
no
I
shot.
think as it is stands.
Not Cheese.
I think as it stands.
You
that's
think
our
you think
playoffs.
it's as it stands, really? So you think the 6 and 6 teams
Yeah, well,
will
fuck
win
you. Well,
games and
fuck
lose
you.
games and be
Fuck you.
So what is the 7th seed? What is their record going to be? We talked about this before the show started. Zombie was saying he thinks it's going to be 6 and 8. I think it's going to be 7 and 7.
I agree.
So you think 7-7 Slaps?
I think 6 and 8 is gonna.
6 and 8. You think a 6 and 8
Yeah.
gets in? All right, Tyler.
I
Any
think it's gonna be
thoughts?
6 and 8 because
6 and
the only way
8,
it's not
okay.
6 and 8 is if everyone that's 6 and 6 right now, none of them lose out, and
Yeah.
then me and Zombie both, one of us would have to win both games for it to not be a 6 and 8
Mhm.
getting in.
Okay.
That's good
See
news.
that?
That's great news.
Yeah.
I have more points on Tyler. Nice.
Oh. Dang. Shots fired.
So
So-
No, it's
Cheese
not
is
shots
already
fired,
out,
it's just-
man.
Very unlucky schedule.
I honestly feel bad for him.
All we know is that Cheese is
My
putting
team-
that
Okay.
ship into.
Zombie is going to be joining me on the beach,
They're
along with
their
his
points were
Lakers are going to be on the
intentional.
beach soon.
Wow.
The
Okay.
COVID's
calling
going to be on the
shots.
beach
Well,
with us.
I can tell you they're better than the Knicks. So
Okay, enough
No, they're
basketball.
not.
All right, moving on
Oh,
to
jeez.
this week. As we said, 2 weeks remaining. Huge week, huge games, and we start with a big one between me and Pook. Here is one of those 6 and 6 versus 6 and 6 matchups. That is going to be a big time. It's going to go far to see who makes it. At the moment, Pook is projected to win 117 to 113, but he does not have a second running back, so that lead projection will grow depending on who he puts in there. He has Jalen Hurts, who is questionable against the Jets. It's a great matchup, assuming he plays. I have to pray to the fantasy gods that somehow he's not good enough to play. Or maybe if he does play, because he's got a bum ankle, that he doesn't run that much. That would be my hope. And he has to throw. Kamara against Dallas on Thursday night. So we have a Thursday night player to either do good or do bad. He is questionable, but it is looking like he'll be good to go. If he doesn't, then he'll put Mark Ingram in there. So it kind of is a wash. We'll see who he puts in as his second running back. As he said today, he was scouting the waivers. There isn't much there at all. So good luck with that. Jalen Waddle against the Giants. Van Jefferson against Jacksonville with Antonio Brown going to be out this week, it looks like. Has to go to his bench once again. So I'm getting some fortunate breaks with some of these injuries like Swift and Brown being out. That helps me, gives me a chance. Kelsey against the Broncos. Ayuk against Seattle. That is one player that will benefit from injuries as Debo's out, so he should get
He's
some
not hurt.
targets. Okay, well, he's not playing this week, so Brandon
Precaution.
Ayuk is going to be there. Buccaneers defense against Atlanta is also pretty good. On my side, I have Stafford against Jacksonville. Clyde Edwards-Helaire off the bye against Denver, though, who's been playing a little bit better. Tevin Coleman, who had just an average, pretty much what I expected from him last week, as I have my Carolina boys on a bye. So I have to ride with him another week, which isn't great. DK, who's questionable against San Francisco, who's been MIA the last 2 weeks since Russell Wilson came back. Hopefully, this can be the week where Wilson breaks out and starts playing better and gets DK the ball. CeeDee Lamb against the Saints tomorrow night, so we each have a Thursday night player coming back from his concussion where he missed last week. Hopefully, he can bounce back nicely. I'm going to need points from him. Mark Andrews against Pittsburgh. Devontae Smith against the Jets. Great matchup, assuming he plays. Hopefully, Hurts, his touchdown passes go to Smith. And the Bills defense against the Patriots. Yeah, those are the matchups. I don't particularly like some of my lineup players and matchups, but there's not much you can do. Hopefully, we see a couple more players out, like Kamara and Hurts. If those both are out, then I like my chances a lot. But I'm going to say I win, obviously, but it's going to be very, very close. Probably lower scoring, like 90s or 100s. I have to get lucky and hope that people on Pook's team don't pop off. Hopefully it's similar to the week 2 score where I won 114 to 107. That would be great. Let's see here. Cheese, who's winning?
Taking Pook if everybody's healthy. I'm gonna take Pook.
Okay.
Well, everybody's not healthy, so.
Well, I don't know if everybody's playing. I'm taking him.
Well,
Okay,
who
but
do you mean by
everybody-
everybody? Because there's already 2 people that are out, Swift and.
I
So
mean,
you're
if
talking about
Swift
Kamara
if
and Hurts?
Kamara and Hurts are in, and
Okay.
he finds like, I mean, who's the other running back? Like, what's his options? Anybody on the bench?
He has the
No.
guy he picked up, Abdullah, but he's on a bye.
Oh, Philip Lindsay, I guess.
He'd have to go both Saints running backs.
Lindsay.
He started
Or-
DJ Dallas last week. That's
Well,
like
he doesn't have DJ
Okay,
Dallas on his team.
Can I
anymore,
just
so-
can I say
Oh,
something right
Lindsay.
now? We have a dumbass that sent me a trade for Derrick Henry.
Okay. Well,
Would you
he's,
like to
Accept.
reveal yourself?
I think he's hoping.
Except-
I think he's hoping that Derrick Henry comes back for the playoff run for them.
Well, the
I mean, yeah, you
dumbass
never
offered
know.
me a wide receiver that's out for the rest of the season.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay,
that's
well.
kind of dumb.
Would you like to take a guess on who that was?
Zach,
Zombie.
Yes.
Michael Thomas. Let me guess, Michael Thomas or Derrick Henry. Wow, Zach, you would trade your boy Michael Thomas? Unbelievable.
Third
Wow.
cancel I would have given to Pook
Wow,
right there. Just
okay.
screw him over
Oh,
again.
okay.
Zach,
okay.
how did the shit water taste at FedEx?
Okay.
That didn't get on me.
He had his sunglasses to protect him from getting in his eyes.
GFY.
Okay. All right, Zach, who's winning this matchup?
Definitely not Pook. No shot he
Oh,
wins.
okay. Well, if you traded me Jamal this week, I would definitely win. But you
You
know,
gonna give him back
Stay-
next
Who
week?
was Jamal? Who
I
was
can't say that. But hit me
Step
up
my
in
office.
DMs. Pussy.
Oh, who's that? I have Jamal. You want to talk?
Pussy, who's winning
Who's
this matchup?
playing?
Jesus, we just went over this. Oh,
He's not watching. He's not watching. Only me and
Shot.
Collapse are watching.
no shot. It's Pook versus me in my injury bye-ridden team.
I'm gonna take the great lord that wins me a lot of money. I will be taking Pook.
Okay.
Low.
And Zombie.
I mean, we kind of need every one of us needs Pook to win since he already has high points for.
The question is
So
he gonna
I'm,
win?
No, I would never say I want Pook to win, but
That wasn't the question. The question is who's gonna win. I know who you want to win.
yeah, I wish neither of you could win.
Well,
I'ma
then
go
you're
with-
rooting for a tie. Oh, who?
Whoa.
I think a
Yeah, I'm
tie's
going
not
with-
good.
I'm picking Pook.
Okay. Slaps. Slaps.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute my mic there. Pook.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to Pook. Like you said, it's an important game for both of us. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Tyler versus Ernie, and another big matchup. Right now, ESPN has a projected 111 to 102 for Ernie's favor. Ernie at 6-6. If he can win this matchup against Tyler, he's looking very good for a possible playoff spot. Believe it or not, Ernie, right now, with 2 weeks remaining, has a chance at the playoffs. Who would have thought? But he does have Aaron Rodgers on a bye, so he's starting Ben Roethlisberger against
Oh my
Baltimore. I
gosh.
don't like that at all. Surely there's somebody better, but it is Ernie, so I'm sure.
Ernie, the clown of the league.
Yeah, the clown of the
Yeah.
league. Although he does.
I know you're gonna listen to this, Ernie. You're the clown of the league.
Ooh.
Ironically, every year.
Ooh, okay.
Everyone
Wow.
knows it.
Wow. All right. Well, he's got Zeke against the
just saying,
Saints tomorrow night, so we'll see if Zeke gets them off to a good start. Montgomery against Arizona, Jefferson against Detroit. That's a great matchup. Renfro against Washington, Pitts against Tampa Bay, who's been struggling lately. Kyle Pitts. If only Ernie would have accepted my trade last week, he would have had Andrews in his team, but he decided not to. Mike Williams against
How
Cincinnati, Steelers D against Baltimore. I don't know about that. On Tyler's side, he's got Kyler Murray against Chicago. Miles Sanders, questionable against the Jets, is a great matchup. Jacobs against Washington. Brandon Cooks against the Colts, also questionable. Jacoby Myers against Buffalo. Foster Monroe, the pickup of the week for Tyler, as he has his Darren Waller, who is hurt and out, so he slides the backup in there, who has some hype to him. And Elijah Moore in the flex against Philly, and Bengals against the Chargers. I think for the first time in a while, the lineup that Tyler has out there actually has some decent player with matchups in it. I like this matchup. I like the Elijah Moore playing. I like his pickup at the tight end. And if Kyler Murray can come back and play like his normal self, I think that's a big boost to Tyler to possibly win this in a lower scoring game. And I don't think Ernie's going to switch his quarterback, even though he should. So I am going to take, in the upset of the week, Tyler. I think Ernie is looking good for the playoffs, but I think this is one where he slips because he makes some mistakes, like starting the Steelers defense and Ben Roethlisberger. So I think Tyler pulls the upset and keeps his hopes alive and keeps some mayhem in the standings. Cheese?
I think Big Rape is going to actually show up this week.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What do you mean, whoa?
Whoa.
Whoa, we
Okay.
don't say that word.
That's his name.
Okay. So you think Ben Roethlisberger is going to do good?
Yeah, he's going to be pissed off. He's going to throw like 8 million dump
We'll
balls.
let
He'll
him.
get touchdowns.
We'll allow that
it's
work
fine.
since he supports
I'm
Governor
not
Cuomo
confident in Miles. I mean, it is the Jets, but I don't know. Miles Sanders is just like very inconsistent.
Yeah,
Elijah Moore
But
could do
with
absolutely
Hurts hurt,
nothing.
they might try to run the ball
He's not
more.
very inconsistent. He's been playing all year.
Tyler, your mic is robotic. The timing on that. The timing.
Oh, bye-bye.
Timing on that.
Look, I'm gonna take
Oh,
Ernie,
God.
but I'm taking Ernie, but
What
I wouldn't be
just
surprised if
What?
Tyler comes out.
Okay. All right. You want to do a
Nope,
check,
nope,
Tyler?
It's not fixed up.
Check 1, 2.
Fuck you guys.
Nope. It's
still
still
the
messed
same.
up. Okay. Look at that. Look at that week 2 matchup between Tyler and Ernie as Tyler scored 132. When's the last time Tyler scored 132 points? Seems like it's been forever, but Zach, who's winning
Golfer's
this?
girlfriend is named Skylar. We have confirmation of that.
Whoa.
Skylar, what? Nope.
Whoa.
What are you saying?
Hello?
Still messed up.
No,
Robotic. Zach, who's winning between Ernie and Tyler?
Nobody.
Nobody? They're tying?
This will be a tie.
Okay. All right. The tie's back. Pussy.
I'll take Kyle.
Kyle.
Who?
Okay. Zombie.
Ernie, let's trade, buddy. Hit me up when you
Lol.
watch this.
Zombie, you missed your opportunity to trade with Ernie. He already told you his office was
Hello?
open. Yeah, you're good now. He's told you last night his office was open for 4 hours to do trades this week. You've missed your
yeah.
chance.
What time was his office
Yes.
open? 3 a.m. to 7
Yes,
a.m.
it was Western time, which is Zombie's time, so he should have been up. It was like
No
9 o'clock.
fucking shit.
He's at work the rest of the week. Good luck. Good luck, Zombie.
Ernie, when you're watching this, the Lakers suck. Okay.
Okay.
Ernie's not a Lakers fan.
So
He's a
so
bandwagon
who is
fan.
winning, Zombie?
We need
Okay, can you stop saying who you need?
Tyler.
We've already been over this. We know who you
Whoa.
need. It's who do you think is gonna win? I'm asking you who you think's gonna win.
You need yourself to win, and that's not happening.
You know what? You know what? After today's negotiations, Tyler kind of pissed me off, so I'm gonna go with my
Whoa.
boy Ernesto.
Yeah, I tried to. I tried to negotiate with Tyler a couple weeks ago, and it was not good either. Zombie, I agree. It was a defeated. Like, go fuck yourself. I don't care. It's called negotiations, Tyler. That's what you said. You said send an offer, and you sent back. Yeah, reasonable counters. Okay. Sure. Okay.
You want
Anyways.
me to go check like what they were? They were definitely reasonable offers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Slaps.
I'm gonna give away my players.
Tyler, please, for the love of all's good, beat Ernie. Just please.
I
Please do
will.
it.
Do you think he's
What?
going
That
to?
doesn't help you.
I think he's going to. I believe in you, Tyler, my friend. Tyler, you
Okay.
have got us in the bag.
Okay.
That doesn't help you, Slav.
Interesting.
It does help me. How does that not help me?
What? Yeah,
Because
definitely.
Tyler has
helps
one
us.
less win than Ernie. Like,
Yeah,
If I get
but
to
Tyler-
6 wins, Ernie doesn't get to 7 wins, and
Yeah.
Slaps
Yeah,
gets to 6
Tyler
wins,
winning
so I'll be ahead
helps.
of me.
Tyler winning
100%.
helps Slaps because then if Slaps wins, he's 1 game back of a playoff spot. If Ernie wins, he can't catch Ernie then.
It's one more person. Yeah, Slaps can't.
yeah, but he's
catch.
closer to passing Tyler if Ernie wins than he is if.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if I
But it
pass
doesn't
Tyler if I
matter
can't
because
get in the
Tyler's not in a
playoffs.
playoff spot. So what does it
Yeah, I
matter if
can
he
win one
passes
game
Tyler?
still, and Slaps will.
If
still
Slaps
lose.
passes Tyler this week, it doesn't matter if Tyler loses because Tyler's in 9th place right now. It's not like Tyler has the final playoff spot right now.
Slaps needs me to win this week and lose
Yes.
the next week to Pook, who also
Yes.
won this week.
Yeah. All right. So Tyler, you say you're beating the fantasy clown Ernie himself, huh?
My season is on the line.
Yes.
There's no way the clown is taking me down.
Wow.
I'm guaranteeing the
Guaranteeing a victory against the clown Ernie, huh? Wow, I can't wait till Ernie watches that. All right, interesting. Well, good luck. Moving on to the next matchup, we have another huge one on the week as Bill at 10-2 trying to get that number 1 bye. He's waiting for somebody besides me to take down Hunter this year. And Zach, who picks up a big win last week, team's looking good. He needs another win, though, to get him in the playoffs. Can he get it this week? Right now, ESPN thinks so. 123 to 111 for Bill. Bill has Brady against Atlanta. Good matchup there. Jonathan Taylor against Houston. Oh, my God. That is a miraculous matchup for Jonathan Taylor. James Robinson against the Rams. Tyler Lockett against the 49ers. Devontae Parker, who I guess is coming off of IR, against the Giants. I don't know about that. Kittle against Seattle, and Tony Pollard in the flex against the Saints, as his Devontae Adams is on a bye this week, so he cannot start him. Interesting. On Zach's side, he's got Tua still in there against the Giants, Elijah Mitchell against Seattle, Joe Mixon against the Chargers, Terry McLaurin against the Raiders, Adam Yellowboots Thielen against the Lions. That's a great matchup. Gesicki against the Giants. And Jamal, the hype man, number 1 running back for Detroit this week, Williams against Minnesota. And the
Thank you very
Dolphins
much,
defense
Zombie.
against probably a backup Giants quarterback in Mike Glennon. So that's also very good,
Let's go.
who's been doing really good. You know what? Zach, I think, gets the win this week. I think it lines up perfectly for Zach to play Bill this week. Bill doesn't have Parker, Adams.
God.
He doesn't have Adams. He's got some other. He's got players like Pollard that he's relying on, who's
I would beat
shaky.
him with all those players.
I don't think so. If Devontae Adams was in this lineup instead of Devontae Parker, I would pick Bill, but he's not. And I like some of your matchups this week, like Thielen and your running backs. I think will also do good again. I like Jamal Williams this week because he's going to be that main guy. The only question mark you might have is Tua, but it's the Giants, so it can't be that good. So I think Zach gets his revenge on Bill and gets a big victory. I think he scores a lot of points once again this week and ends Bill's hopes and dreams of that number 1 bye this week. Geez, who's winning?
Jonathan Taylor versus Houston, it's like 50 points, so Bill's winning.
Yeah, that could possibly happen. If that happens, then Zach's not winning. But he already used his 50-point game this year, so I don't think he goes off for that much, although he does get a lot of points because it's Houston. Pussy.
You can all put me on a cross because I did trade Bill Jonathan Taylor. So
Yeah.
Hey, remember when you had Jonathan
Hey,
Taylor
you
and Cooper
freaking
Kupp?
idiot. You freaking idiot. Yeah. Jesus. You know what though? At least your numbers told you to do that, pussy. So your numbers told you that was a good trade in your favor. So
I don't want to
congratulations.
ever hear any shit about
Jeez.
my number ever.
All right, so who's winning, pussy?
well, both seem to chat a lot of shit.
Yeah, the majority of people in this league do. We're not all like you and crawl under
But
a
one
rock when we
is more
lose.
mature than the other, so I'll be
Oh.
taking the more mature one
Thank
if
you.
you know what it means.
Okay, so he is taking Bill. All right, interesting.
I don't see this on the
Interesting.
match.
Yeah, he's taking Bill. He just confirmed
Who's
it.
the, can you
Zach.
clarify?
Yes, pussy. Who are you taking?
I will clarify and say that one that didn't get shit on or drink shit
Okay,
water.
So you're being immature as hell right now by not just
Okay,
saying
all right,
who
moving
you
on.
want to
Zombie.
win. So
Wait, can I
you're
ask you
being
one
the
last
most
question?
A lot of
immature
balls
person
for you
right
to
now
say
is
that, you
you.
know.
You.
Oh God.
Oh.
Okay, pal. Why don't you go
Alright.
take a look at
Actually,
yourself
I'm
in the
gonna
mirror?
ask you this question when we go over your matchup. I'll save it.
You know,
for
let me
one
get
more time.
Ashley
No,
Guff in
no,
here.
no.
I have
Go
her
right
on speed
ahead.
dial.
No,
Okay?
I'm gonna
For the
wait. I'm
viewers,
gonna
for
wait.
the
Zombie,
viewers, for the viewers.
zombie. Who's winning this week?
Yeah, fucking Taylor's gonna go off for 40 again. Like, there's no shot
No
that
shot. Really?
that Zach wins. No shot.
Wow.
Did Bill send words?
He did not send words.
That's because he knows he's getting
Wow.
wrecked.
Oh, okay. I mean, he hasn't sent words in a while. So, all right. Slaps.
I don't want to say Zach.
Wow.
I really don't need Zach. That needs to lose for me here. I'm going Bill.
Wow.
Wow.
So basically, what that just told me was you think you think Zach's gonna win, but you're just gonna pick Bill because you hope Bill wins.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
That's crazy.
All right, Tyler.
I think Bill is going to win.
Really?
No, you don't.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
you don't.
So Bill would clean sweep Zach this year as they faced in week 2, and Bill raped him, 160 to 123. All right, interesting. All right, Zach. Are you going to get your revenge this week against Bill as he's been talking a lot? He thinks he has a chance at a bye. Are you going to end that all?
I'm going to send him to the 2nd seed beach.
Ooh.
Congratulations,
Okay.
Bill. You're getting 2nd seed.
Huh?
Ending your hopes and dreams of a bye week. You're not getting it.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Like it. All right. Well, good luck. Moving on to the next matchup. Another big one for Matt as he's 6-6 playing Pussy at 4-8. He could send Pussy to the fantasy beach along with Cheese this week if Matt was to win. Right now, it's a close game according to ESPN, 112 to 113. Pussy actually has a slim advantage. Matt has Russell Wilson in there as Cam is on a bye, thank God, because he only completed 5 passes last week. So it's a good thing he's on a bye. Maybe he can work something out. Wilson against the 49ers, Austin Eckler against Cincinnati, Gervonta Williams, who looked very good last week, against Kansas City, plus Melvin Gordon might have an injury, so that could help Williams even more. Mike Evans against Atlanta, Darnell Mooney against Arizona, Rob Gronkowski back in there against Atlanta after looking good last week, and Michael Pittman Jr. against Houston, good matchup there, and Patriots against Buffalo's offense. Buffalo's been a little shaky, so Pats might still be all right there. On Pussy's side, he's got Lamar Jackson against Pittsburgh, Darrell Henderson against Jacksonville. That's a good matchup as long as he plays. Antonio Gibson against the Raiders. DeAndre Hopkins, who could be back this week against Chicago as well, with Murray coming back. Claypool against Baltimore. Goddard against the Jets. And Damian Harris against Buffalo. And the Rams' defense against Jacksonville should be pretty decent as well. I think this one is going to be very close. Pussy won the week 2 matchup 157 to 141. I don't think it will be that high scoring. I think it will be around 120s to 110s. And I think that Matt pulls out a slight victory. I like his running backs.
You motherfucker.
Yep, sorry. Cheese.
That's like a lot of Q's on Pussy's side.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll all play though. I don't think they're actual serious.
Oh no, Matt's fully healthy. Although Russell Shits, can't think of a good nickname, but Russell Wilson sucks. He's bad, but Lamar, I don't know. I feel like he'll either way. I'm picking a tie.
A tie. Wow. Okay. Zach.
Okay, no, hold on, no.
What? He can pick a tie.
That job is for one person and one person only. If you want to pick Matt, pick Matt. But you're making a
Oh
fucking
my
pick.
God. What?
Okay,
Pick a
it's my
tie.
turn. Cheese is going with the tie.
He's
I
going
will
with
be
the tie.
picking
Zach.
I will
What
be
a
picking
bitch.
my good friend. And
Your
you know
good
who
friend
that
Matt.
is.
Yep, your
You know who
good
that
friend
is.
Matt.
I don't even need to say
Yeah,
it.
well, you don't have to say at this point. Who would have thought at the beginning of the year that you're good in week 13 when you say you're picking your good friend that it would actually be Matt instead of Pussy?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? How
Against
much
Pusa,
it
too.
changes in a fantasy season? How much things change? All right, Zombie, who's winning?
Pusa's getting wrecked. It's gonna be like a 60-point game.
Wow.
I'm saying Pusa's gonna score less than 60.
I'm looking
There's
at
difference
Pusa.
between the two.
Nice.
It's gonna be
Take
like
that record,
150.
Pussy, from me, please.
I'm
Go
looking
ahead,
at
Zombie.
I'm looking at Pusa's team, and
It's trash.
how do you go from Henry, Taylor, Cup, Debo to Damian Harris?
I'll tell you how he trusts a
Chase
fantasy
Cl-
number site with his trade evaluations.
At least
That's
he has
how.
Justin Tucker.
That's how. Because those guys go off of the. I don't even know what they go off of.
Okay,
but-
all right. We don't need.
All right,
that
Zombie,
just, you're
who's-
putting it into
so you're
perspective
taking
here.
Matt?
Let's move along here.
Yeah, and that computer has sent Pusa to the beach because Matt's winning this week.
I
So
hope they
you
have good
need to
wine
get
on
Hunter's
the beach.
computer.
Go beat off into a sock, bitch.
All right,
That's what you've been
Slap.
doing this whole time.
No, yeah, that's what you've been doing under your rock for the past 3 weeks. Slaps. I think I know who you're taking, but go ahead.
Let's go, my good friend Matt.
Our good
Okay.
friend.
Good friend. Good
Okay,
friend.
Tyler.
Jesus,
Good
this place is
friend,
more
Matt.
You have any
toxic
good
than
friends
fucking
here?
just.
Nobody
Oh
does.
man.
You're getting kicked
This
from the
this
league.
this
Oh,
is more
shit.
toxic. This is more toxic than
Pusa, go
going
back
to an
under your
Alabama
rock.
football game.
Go back under your
Let me
rock.
tell you.
All right, Tyler, who's winning?
It's so much better
I
than
don't know
one
how,
cup.
but Matt has the third most points scored, and it's only like 15 below Hunter.
Well,
Yep.
well look at
given
that
his
week
team,
2.
so.
Look at that week 2 matchup. He lost 157
True,
to
true.
141.
But
Yeah.
I think Matt's team will continue somehow scoring a lot of points.
Okay. He didn't score that much last week, but okay. So you think Matt's winning. All right, Pussy, are you I know you said you haven't looked at this league in like weeks, so are you actually gonna
This is all he looks
you're
at every single day.
So are you actually gonna win?
Hold on. I think that's the other way around. Considering you don't have a girl and you just work at a fucking social security office at your grandparents'
Wait,
house.
are you announcing
hold
to us
on.
on a fantasy show that you have a girl?
Is it Ashley?
Yes.
Hello?
Not right now.
Hello?
Yeah, she's from Alabama.
Is it Ashley?
Yeah, and he's
Yeah, is it Ashley?
he's sharing her.
Ashley asked yesterday about you, and I told her, I said, you're in a fantasy depression. I haven't heard from you for weeks. You might want to check on him. So,
Yeah, no.
okay.
That-
All right.
that's-
Are
that's
you? So
just
are you
no.
beating Matt or what?
I think so. But you
think
never
so?
know. I won't check this until about Monday morning, probably. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Sure. All right. So then my question was going to be, so based on how this season has gone just completely downhill, and
Yes.
based on who
Yes.
we've referenced that you've traded away, I mean, we'll reference them one more time just for the
Debo
heck of it.
Samuel.
Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp,
Just
Yikes.
Derrick Henry got
guys,
hurt,
Come on.
and then
That's just
who
unfair.
was the other? Who was the other running back?
Can we go to Pusa's
Justin
week
Taylor.
3 lineup?
Just
Can we
Jonathan
just
Taylor,
click on
yes.
Pusa and go to his week 3 lineup.
You know what? Yeah, we could do that. You want to do that? Let's do that.
Week 3.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ. Let me
Henry.
take a look here.
Let's see. Week
Daniels.
3, he had Daniel Dimes as his quarterback. No wonder.
Yikes.
Jesus. But he had Chubb, he had Henry, he had Cupp, and he had Debo. Wow. So yeah, he had everyone except Jonathan
Tyler
Taylor.
Boyd on the bench.
Yeah, Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard. Interesting. All right, so my question is, based off of last year, where you did shit, and then this year, now it's gone completely down tubes. Are you retiring this number system that you have to evaluate trades?
You should retire altogether.
Because you're. I mean,
Waste of
the
100.
numbers
to
look
be
for
decided.
themselves.
More than likely for this league, it being my main league, yeah, probably. I think I will.
Oh, don't retire the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wasn't
my
Slaps
own
one
common
who
sense
keep
is
the
trying
numbers,
to
saw
go
the
away.
numbers?
keep the numbers. Keep
Wow.
the numbers.
Okay.
Was that not Slaps?
What?
Wasn't there someone like that who
What?
refused to trade unless they saw the numbers
That was
first?
Yeah,
Zach.
hence
What?
she doesn't want him to keep
That was
them.
Zach.
That was
That wasn't
Zach,
me.
yes.
No,
I
that
thought that was
was.
Slaps.
Are you
Oh, maybe
kidding?
it was
No, that was
Slaps.
Slaps.
I
It
thought
was me.
Zach wanted to
Slaps.
see the numbers too before he voted.
So
It
did
was
Slaps.
me. That's why
Slaps
I
was a
wanted-
big connoisseur of
That's
it.
why I
I tried
wanted
to,
to
I tried
keep
to,
the
I tried to screw him
numbers.
over
But
one
I think
time.
he wants you to. I think he wanted to see the numbers. That way, if it said you were getting a win, he would do the trade, knowing that the opposite is going to happen.
No, see, now you're talking out of your ass.
Oh, I mean, that's what I would want based on what I've seen from your numbers so far this year. Your numbers
Okay.
this year are looking like Bill's numbers last year.
Yeah, how does it
Well-
feel knowing that a robot got you to 4?
You know what you should do, pussy? This is. You want my
Robot-
honest advice? You want my honest advice as a friend?
Yes.
I'll help you out. Sorry, gaming acquaintance, not friend. If you get rid of these numbers, and now that you can DM Pete, you pull a Bill and you just DM Pete all year, and then you end up with the
Yeah.
top 2 team in the league. That's all you need to do. That's all you
Yeah,
need to do. Just
just-
look at Bill. Learn from Bill. He got rid of his shitty ass numbers that he used last year, and just started DMing Pete about his team and his
Well,
thoughts, getting his
the thing is,
opinions.
I didn't know that.
And there you go.
So I take my comments back about Hunter winning the league.
Oh,
If we let that motherfucker win this league, and last year he set the record. Oh, never mind. Slaps has that record actually
because he came in.
for most losses
Uh-huh.
in a row.
Yeah, most
Pusa,
losses in a
what
row, yeah.
place did you finish in the standings last year?
No, the Cheese has that record.
Seventh,
Cheese
I
lost
think,
8
eighth.
straight.
Yeah,
Eighth?
Cheese has lost 8 straight, so
It's
he's.
Cheese.
Let's
Cheese
see.
has
You
the
want to
record.
see Zach? I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, I
here.
just want
Let's-
to. I want to show how
let's see.
Pusa is
Seventh or
not a
eighth?
good fantasy
Let's
player.
see.
He,
Oh, yeah, says the guy that's got 0 rings. Can we go all the way back?
Oh,
Can we
look
go
at
all the way
this.
on average, he misses the playoffs.
Oh, well, you look at this. He finished in dead last year.
No
Oh, wait, no, he didn't.
shot.
Wait, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's wrong. Why when I go to standings? Oh, he finished in 8th, 6 and 7.
Yikes! And he wouldn't even make the
He
playoffs
finished
this year with that
same
extra
record as
spot.
Hunter and Ernie.
The same record as Hunter.
Hunter
and
and
you're
Ernie.
I'll be back in
talking
10
crap
minutes if you wanna
about
skip me
Hunter,
and
and you're
Slaps.
talking crap
Hunter
about
and Ernie.
Slaps, and both of them are the same as
Yeah,
you, if not
and
better.
1 game above Cheese and Bill. Interesting. Okay. All right. So Pussy, you said you're gonna win, and you said you're gonna retire your numbers. Good luck. Good luck with those next year.
Yep.
Like you said, hit up Pete. I'm sure.
If
I'm
you're
sure
still
he'll
on
help you.
the standings from last year,
I'm not,
please
I already
screenshot
left.
it and put it in the chat.
I already left. You can do that yourself.
Okay.
All right, moving
Everybody
on
have a
to the
good night.
next matchup. We have Slaps versus Cheese, and although Cheese is on the beach, he
Cheese
could.
is gonna win. I
he
gotta
could-
leave. Bye bye.
Okay, have a good one.
we
He
knew he
had-
wasn't lasting the whole
He
season.
had, he has a chance to send Slaps and get some company to the beach as well if Cheese can beat Slaps. Right now, Slaps projected to win 120 to 113. Slaps has Herbert against Cincinnati, Patterson against Tampa, Madison against Detroit. It's a good matchup there. Madison did well earlier this year when he faced Detroit, so he should do good again. Allen against Cincinnati, Kendrick Bourne, who's been coming on against Buffalo, Schultz against the Saints, Chenault against the Rams, and the Vikings defense against Detroit, also very good. On Cheese's side, he's got Mahomes against Denver, Barkley against Miami, Myles Gaskin against the Giants, Bateman against Pittsburgh, Deontay Johnson against Baltimore, Hawkinson against Minnesota, and Odell Beckham, who's questionable, against Jacksonville. Could be a decent matchup if he plays, and the Cowboys tomorrow night against the Saints. I'm going to take Slaps. I think Slaps gets his revenge from week 2 where he got absolutely demolished. His team is better, although his wide receivers, besides Keenan Allen, are a little shaky this week. I think he overcomes that because I think some of Cheese's issues with Beckham and Hawkinson both not playing well. Bateman, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And his running backs like Barkley, I don't know what you're getting out of him either. They've all been very inconsistent. So I think Slaps continues to win and gives himself a chance still and stays away from the beach for at least another week. Zach.
Who's playing?
Cheese and Slaps.
Ooh, tough one. But I do believe that my boy Slaps is going to pull it out and make it at least a little bit
Okay.
interesting
All right.
for the last week of the season just to get crapped on by me.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Good luck, Slaps.
Okay. All right.
You too, mate.
Zombie.
Cheese, let me get a Gaskin.
Lol, he's not even here right now, so you can ask him afterwards. But he already said he's not trading.
I'm gonna go with Craig. Just
Okay.
'cause.
All right. Tyler.
Congratulations to Slaps for not going to
Wow.
finish last, as he's going to win this week.
Okay.
Put in hundreds of hours to avoid
Yes.
like a $10 shipping fee.
Yeah. Okay.
Child laborers in China get paid more of an hourly than that.
Okay.
Listen,
Congratulations.
it's not about finishing last. It's about beating Pusa. That's all I've
Oh,
had in my head. I
okay.
just
Wait,
want to beat
if
Pusa.
All right.
if
So let's
Cheese
go ahead,
if
Zon.
Cheese loses, then he's guaranteed to finish last, right?
Well, assuming that if Pussy loses, then well, yeah, because I think Pussy has way more points
The
for.
point difference is massive.
Yeah. So yep. Basically, if he loses
This is
week,
the
he's
toilet bowl.
last place. Yep. Or he could send Slaps to the beach and give himself still a chance at not dead last. So it's kind of a toilet bowl matchup with a big week. Slaps still has a slim chance of the playoffs. It has a lot in this matchup. A lot of things could happen depending on who wins.
It's like Alabama, Auburn.
yeah. Except hopefully Slaps doesn't step out of bounds at the very end of the game and cost himself a win. All right, so Tyler, who did you say is winning? The toilet bowl? Slaps. Okay. All right, and Cheese is not back, but I think he said he was gonna win. Did he say he was gonna win? What did he say before he left? I think he said he was gonna win. Oh, all right, Slaps. So you're gonna
Yeah, I get the win.
delay. You're gonna get the win, huh? Okay. All right, and moving on to the final matchup of the week. Zombie at 5-7, currently out of the playoffs right now if it started today,
Move on.
against Hunter, 11-1, trying to get that number 1 bye wrapped up. Hunter right now projected to win 134 to 119. Hunter beat him at week 2 in a low scoring game, so we'll see if he can get the sweep on Zombie. Zombie has Allen against the Patriots, Freeman against Pittsburgh, Matt Breida against the Patriots, Stephon Diggs against the Patriots, Dawson Knox against the Patriots. I mean, half the freaking team is the Bills. I don't know about that. Cooper Kupp against Jacksonville, and Jamar Chase against the Chargers, and the Cardinals against the Bears. On Hunter's side, he's got Prescott against the Saints, Najee Harris against Baltimore, Fournette against Atlanta, Tyreek Hill against Denver, Marquise Brown against Pittsburgh, Noah Fant against Kansas City, James Conner is in there against Chicago, and Ravens against Pittsburgh. So who is he benching? He's benching Godwin this week against Atlanta and T. Higgins and Sutton. So, okay, interesting to bench Godwin against that decent matchup in Atlanta. That is Hunter's only problem is does he start the wrong guys because he's got an embarrassment of riches. He's going with 3 running backs this week. I mean, Zombie, his running backs are complete garbage. So I wonder if the 3 running backs are going to propel him to the win over going 3 wide receivers with Godwin. But I do think Hunter gets the win. I don't think it's particularly close. The fact that Zombie's half of his team is Buffalo Bills and that Bills offense is nothing like the Chiefs of the previous years. I don't think it's worked for Zombie clearly because he's 5-7, and I don't think it will work this week to get him the win. I think Hunter wins pretty handedly. Let's see, Zach.
This is going to be my favorite matchup of the week to watch.
Yeah?
Because I know that Zombie is just going to get blasted. He's going to be sent to the beach.
Okay.
He's going to be sent to the beach out of a
Well, he won't
cannon.
be to the beach if he loses this week. He'll still have a chance, but it
He's going to
really, really hurt his chances. He would need help then the final
No,
week.
he's not getting help from me. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So Zombie's getting blasted. Okay.
Blasted.
Slaps.
This one is going to be a turnaround, bend over, and don't even bother lubing up because you
Wow.
are getting fucked.
Yep. Pull a pooster. Don't look until Monday.
Okay.
Just close the app. Just close it down. Don't
Damn.
even bother looking.
Okay. Wow. All right, Tyler.
Yeah, you gotta pick Hunter.
Yep.
Big favorite.
Okay.
Big favorite.
All right, Zombie. No. Okay, Cheese. Who's winning between Hunter and Zombie?
Hunter's
Wow, clean
lose
sweep,
again.
huh? Okay, so everybody sees to think it's just a foregone conclusion. Hunter wins pretty handedly. Zombie, why is that not going to happen?
Listen, I ain't scared of fucking Hunter. That little stupid bitch probably can't even drink alcohol yet.
Well, it's a good thing him drinking alcohol has nothing to do with how his fantasy team performed.
He could be Henry Ruggs
I-
drunk and still kick you out.
he
Listen,
could
we
he could be
played-
so drunk he puts in players on his bench and still wins because half of his bench is starters.
You wish
I'm
you
gonna
had his
keep
bench.
it real. Hunter's team is overrated.
Okay, he's
This
11 and
team is-
1 with the second most points for. How are you
I
gonna
hope all
say
his
that?
bum
Bum-ass
ass for next
He's
year.
got
trash
3
team.
running backs that you would dream to just have one of them.
Listen, we played in week 2. He scored 99 points.
Yeah,
He's
and
gonna
beat
happen
you.
He scored
again.
70.
Yeah, he scored 70.
Whoa, jeez, I don't have no one on that team
Yeah, you scored
anymore.
70. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah, you have 5 players from one team. You're literally relying. If that team gets shut down in that inconsistent offense, you're fucked.
Whoa.
For my
I'll
bet
see you on the
purposes,
beach.
I hope they do well.
Listen, I ain't scared of Hunter.
Okay.
I am picking myself to win.
Okay. Okay.
Golfer,
good-
I hope you're clipping
good
all this
luck.
right now.
Yeah, good.
Just to save yourself. from failure.
Good luck,
Whoa.
Zombie. Good
Whoa.
luck. Well, you desperately need the win, so good luck in your chances of that. Bill, real
Listen,
quickly. What?
I was gonna say before you end the show, I have a proposal.
Oh, okay.
Now, we are intending. We've all put money in to buy a trophy for the winner
Yes.
of fantasy football.
Yes.
However, there's a really strong possibility that that trophy is going to somebody who has done very little commenting in chat, that
Uh-huh.
has done no trades, has
He did
not
one
attended
trade.
a single
He did one
fantasy
trade.
show,
He did one trade. Yes.
hasn't attended a show, has done one trade all season, and barely comments in the chat.
Yes.
We're
So
intending
which
on
point?
sending him a trophy
I mean, he
for
won
us
the
to-
league, and he's a
for
part of
him
the league.
to then go AWOL for probably next year. How do we know that he's going to send that to whoever's then won it the year after?
I mean, I
He's
highly
just gonna
doubt.
put it in. He's, not
He's
even
gonna
finish
throw
the
it.
last
He's
trophy,
gonna
man.
throw it somewhere, not think about it at all, and then when next year comes around, even if he doesn't play in the league next year because he doesn't want to, then he'll just send it back. I mean, listen, if Matt and him are good friends, if he goes MIA and just tries to keep the trophy, Matt will tell him to give it back.
He
Okay.
won't.
I'm not
fair
I'm
enough,
not
fair
worried
enough.
about that from Hunter.
Hunter lives in.
Listen, at the end
gives
of the
me,
day,
10 pictures of guns.
here's the only thing you need to think of. Hunter has had a very good year. Surprisingly, a lot of people are shocked by it. Like we've already pointed out some of the factors of why he's had a good year. But here's the other thing: if you don't like that some people don't participate at all in the shows, or are active in the chat at all, or active responding to trades, then there's really only one solution to that. We find someone to replace them that's going to be more active in the league. That's literally all it comes down to. We've had the vote before for certain people to be out or not. And if there's somebody like this that you want to propose that for this offseason, then we can do that when it comes to that point, and we'll see how the vote plays out. But at the end of the day, you can't fault somebody for not being active and stuff if they're still checking their lineup and doing all the things. The fantasy show is an optional thing that everyone is
Well, I
encouraged
thought
to
Hunter
be
said
at.
his schedule didn't
but
line
it's-
up.
Yeah, according to Hunter, he has something going on Wednesday nights, but
Does he have something going on during all the votes we have too?
no. Exactly. That's my
Like,
point.
the
He
guy-
he
the
he,
guy-
he
like-
might have something going on Wednesday nights. Maybe he does. But the whole other not responding in chats and all that, I mean, that's the whole different thing. Has nothing to do. That just has to do with he's in the fantasy league to be in the fantasy league. He doesn't care at the same level
Yeah,
as
exactly.
everyone else. And if you have a problem with that, then there's only one way to solve it, and it's we replace him with somebody else, but that will have to be voted on by the whole league and approved by the whole league. So
Right. When can we do that vote?
it will be in the off season before next season starts.
Okay,
ways from now. We're not gonna do it anytime soon. Now we're in the middle of a season where Hunter is doing very well and has a
Whoa.
chance to win.
What
So
if you're not commissioner anymore?
then it'll have to be up to Ernie or whoever else is
Whoa.
Oh
commissioner.
my god, we're not making Ernie the commissioner. He doesn't show. He's
we
gonna like
we
never
will
do
vote.
anything.
That will be the first thing we vote on because I'm not doing anything unless I'm not going to do any extra work if I'm not going to be commissioner. So that can be left to the other person to handle on who
right.
stays in and who goes. So.
In fairness, we can't have Ernie doing that because Ernie is
Okay, we're not going to
basically never.
we're not going to discuss that now. I don't really
Let's
think
debate.
I
all
don't
the
really think
hypotheticals.
yeah, I don't really think Ernie's going to run just like
Oh,
last
fair
year.
point.
He literally said if he got voted in, he wasn't going to take it. He was going to give it to me. So but at the end of the day, if somebody else comes that wants to be the commissioner, then we'll vote next year at that time in the off season. But we're not going to discuss that now. There's no reason to discuss that now. All right, Bill, since you weren't here when we predicted all the matchups, you want to run through and give your predictions on who you think's going to win, and then as well as your matchup.
Sure.
Okay, between Pook and myself.
Easily yourself because Pook
Really?
has everybody injured. So
Okay, interesting. Tyler and Ernie.
I'm gonna vote Tyler.
Wow. Okay. Tyler has proclaimed
Damn
the
right, I'm
clown
not
of the
losing to the
league.
clown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not going to lose to the clown of the league. Okay. Pussy, who did join the show for a little bit. You can hear his
Wow.
comments on the recap or on the video against Matt.
Easily Matt's team.
Okay. Slaps versus Cheese.
Ooh.
If Cheese wins, he sends Slaps to the beach with him.
Wow, it's actually a tough one. It's a decent matchup. Odell's not gonna play though. I'm gonna go Cheese anyways.
Wow. Okay.
What?
Interesting. Wow. Okay. And then I don't even know if I need to ask this one, unless you're going to pick with your heart and not with your head. Hunter
No.
versus Zombie.
Obviously, Zombie's gonna win by like a million points. Come on here.
Okay.
Let's go,
Okay.
Bill.
Yeah, sure. All right. And then your matchup versus Zach. Zach has proclaimed that he is going to get his revenge on you this week and
You're gonna get
and
blasted.
confirm your second seed and send you to no chance of getting a bye.
I mean, I already plan to play week 15, so it doesn't matter either
Okay.
way. I hope I
Yeah,
win,
yeah.
but I don't like my chances.
Yeah,
Really?
Nobody
You're-
likes.
I
your
mean,
chances.
I need Adams, and then next
Okay.
week I'm out of. Taylor's not playing next week, so
Oh no.
my two
Oh,
top
no.
players are.
Thank God.
But that's
Thank
all right.
God,
They'll
'cause I
both be
might
back
need that
week
win
15.
next week. So I
They'll
might
both
need
be
that
back.
win
I don't
next
care.
week. Okay. All right. And then the only other question before we wrap this up, we looked at the standings. A lot of people thought that it was going to be the same 7 that are currently in the playoffs right now by the end of it. Some people think it might change a little. What do you say? Is who's getting in the playoffs and who's not?
Pretty much how it stands, but yeah, no, I think it stays the way it is.
Stays the way it is. So you think Zombie misses the playoffs, huh?
It's inevitable.
Okay, and is their final playoff spot a 6 and 8 or 7 and 7? What do you think?
It could land either way. All I know is it's inevitable. Zombie misses it. He can
Wow.
just win this week and then lose the next week.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, good luck to everyone this week. We'll see you back here next week for the final regular season week 2 preview.